And we're live. Still one of my favorite intros, by the way. Welcome back to the world of Cairn, the Cairn legacy. You guys may not know this interesting tidbit, good bit of trivia for those of you who are ultra fans and dangling upon our every word. I know there's at least 1,000 of you. The Cairn legacy was actually coined by none other than our dear Saoirse, aka Prim. She coined that phrase. So,
Not really. I actually got the Cairn legacy from something that you use the Cairn legacy for. I can't remember like what it was,
shh,
but
I'm giving you credit.
yeah.
Shh. But yes, we are we are live again. Now I know last time we left off, especially if you've been following us, we left off in a bit of a pinch. We had Uki, the Hyverstedian sharpshooter, and Kaz, the Foivenian desolation strider, down in the water. I believe Wilhelm was with you, and we're retrieving a large chest. Not to mention the plaque that you had uncovered as well while you were down there.
That none of us could understand.
That none of you could understand. You were making your way back with the trunk. And if I remember correctly, you had some friends down there, didn't you?
Just a few.
Just a few. Standing up out of the silt. But you were making good time. The odds looked ever in your favor that you were going to get back aboard with the booty.
If you don't mind, since we just gained some new fancy abilities with our new level,
Yeah,
I would like to assist with this process of pulling them from the water by using my brand new ability. What's the name of it? Psychokinesis.
Oh, so that's why you were asking that question. I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Hey, thinking ahead.
So psychokinesis.
Don't pay attention to the fact that I just leveled my character. Don't look at that.
Psychokinesis that's a big deal. That's a big deal. That power is a very big deal. We're getting into Akira levels of power.
Nice.
Try not to let it go to my head. Woo!
Well, if you've seen Akira, you know what happens when you do is go to your head. So before we dive completely in, does anyone have any questions or concerns before we start?
I'd just like to establish, as before we start any action or any assists, that where our characters, if you just reestablish where our characters are, so how far from the actual, from where we could start to go up and where Wilhelm is, how far are Kaz and I? How many moves, I'd say not so much how many moves, but yeah, how far are we?
I believe it was was a 60-foot drop, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Straight down, and I think you guys were still about 60, 70 feet out, if I remember correctly. I'm going by memory, though. But either way, that's a good enough spot to start for me, if you guys are content, unless you have conflicting information.
No, I think this sounds great.
Sounds about right.
All right. So I know Kaz is lugging the chest behind him. Uki, were you holding the other end and helping him?
Kaz, I'll let you address that.
No, I mean, how heavy is this trunk church?
It's pretty heavy. Not gonna lie.
Like, hang on. I better look at my character sheet real quick and wonder if I've written it down. Yeah, I'm literally only carrying 122 pounds of equipment. That's including the plate mail. And I've got a 20 strength.
Okay.
Which it's that. I mean, I think that's what 400 pounds of stuff I can carry around. So as long as it weighs less than 280 pounds, I should be okay.
Wow.
And then there's the water too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
So-
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so the intent was that Uki was prepared to take hold of the handle and have the spear as well. But now that we're at 7th level, I know that Kaz gets an extra 10 feet of movement. So
Mm-hmm.
his strength and constitution is much better than mine. So I'm thinking our strategy is I'm going to be looking around using my new careful eyes to look for and be prepared with 2 hands with the spear to basically cover for him and do an assist, kind of man at arms sort of thing.
Okay, so a defensive maneuver, basically.
Yeah, defensive.
Okay.
And so we can get underneath the moon pole and get the assist that we'll need for
All right.
anyone. So
And Genesis, you're using psychokinesis in what regard exactly? Tell me how you're using this.
Okay. Manipulate the physical world around them and has reached a point where they are able to move objects with their mind. So I'm in the sense that last line, in a larger object or even a person. Focusing on Kaz, and I'm assuming that I have a line of sight from where I'm looking through the moon pool. In tandem with the crane arm that's already attached and the rope that's there, as Wilhelm's pulling them upwards, I'm also pulling in the same direction, and trying to shift like the body of a Kaz and the chest through the water.
Yeah, I mean, if you can help with the chest, that'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that works. That works. So, yeah. So yeah, and you have the strange looking, hunched over, clawed, fangy, bulbous eyed, leathery skinned creatures that are kind of loping along behind you, out of the silt, trying to catch up with you. But you're actually making good ground on them. You are exceeding their movement between the crane and Genesis assisting psychokinetically. Give me an advantaged strength check as you reach the bottom 60 feet below the moon pool to maintain your grip on this very heavy chest.
All right. Say strength check.
Please.
Oh, that's not good.
Okay. So as you begin to lift up, you actually lose your grip, and the chest falls. It's not a very fall drop, like you just started.
As it falls, I change my focus from Kaz to the chest.
Okay. Do you have a weight limit with that ability?
Yes.
What is
But
your
you
weight
haven't
limit?
said how much the chest weighs, so I don't know.
What is your
Is
weight?
it out of the water yet? Is it in it?
Oh, it's still in the water. You're still 60
Okay.
feet down.
Okay. I worked this out. What is it? Carry capacity is int gore times 15, which for me is 16 times 15, which is 240 pounds. Push, drag, or lift an object is 2 times carrying capacity, which is 2 times 16 times 15, which is a whopping total of 480 pounds.
All right.
Let's hear it for the math, people. Let's hear it for the math.
Excellent, excellent. That is some serious
Nice.
math. Kudos. Clap, clap, clap. Very good. No, honestly, that's very good. I'm glad you had that prepared. In that case,
Oh, thank you.
as you like in that slow motion underwater, like like spaz out as you're losing the chest, it suddenly starts lifting up past you.
Nice.
It's a little weird. You're like, what? But yeah, it's lifting up past you, leaving your hands free to climb.
Sweet. Awesome. Then I will concentrate on just climbing then.
Okay. I'm going to give you guys the climb. Are you pulling the rope up behind you, Uki?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I mean, you don't have to.
Oh, no, that's
I don't mind. You can leave it there for the critters to get a hold of and climb up after you.
I thought it was tied to them, but okay.
Oh, it is, isn't
I
it?
was wrong.
No,
Sorry.
no, you were actually right. That was a DM flub. Kudos, kudos. I'm not too proud to admit it. DM flub. So yes, no, excellent. So Uki, you make it up. You're pulled up by the crane. By the very last end, you can see the congregating creatures down below you, gnashing their needle-like teeth, staring balefully with their black, bulbous eyes, desperately leaping into the waters, trying to get at you, but just not quite having the leg strength to do so. You manage to get up. Water immediately spills off of your bodies onto the floor. I'm assuming everyone nearby scatters.
Wisely.
Yep. It's hard to tell if I was even over there in the first place, honestly.
Yeah. But no, once again, I'll give you that one. We don't need another. What was his name? Smegmac?
No.
Sugneck. Sorry, I just said that to mess with Daryl. So yeah, you guys get up. You're still not altogether safe, obviously. But you have the chest on board now.
Let's get this boat moving.
Okay.
Yeah, come on, let's
Way
get
ahead
going.
of you. Way ahead of you. You hear in the distance as I run towards the this steering wheel of
The helm.
helm. Yes.
Helm, yes. All right, so you make your way to the helm, Genesis?
Yes.
Okay. You make your way to the
Hopefully,
helm.
listeners.
As we can see from our mini map, the Orti is currently orientated facing into the chamber where the current is.
Yeah.
Your piloting skills are not quite what listeners are.
Yes.
Oh, I'm not piloting. I'm getting to the wheel to begin the piloting process as he directs me. I'm like, all right, I'm here. Because you know I'm
might
fast,
be.
right? Like,
Well, remember,
You might be piloting.
yeah, listener's not.
He's not quite himself right now.
Yeah, he's not in his
Or
best.
right, he is himself
Okay.
now, and that's a bit less convenient for things.
okay. I was
Yes.
gonna ping him. I'd be like, hey, I made it, you know, because I know how slow you run.
He is very slow, and he is going that way. But we might get there, and you might find that he's not quite up to the task. We'll see when we get there.
Okay.
All right. So, are you joining her up there or directing traffic from below?
I am joining her, but I move so slowly, there's a good chance other people will do stuff before I get there.
Fair. So you're making your way up.
Yes.
All right. So listener's making his way up.
hmm
What's the rest of you doing as he does? Anybody? You guys want to
No.
de-suit maybe?
Yeah, Kaz is going to try and de-suit as quick as he can.
All right. So you're de-suiting yourself quickly.
Well, quickly but safely.
Okay. Because keep in mind the exterior of these suits are still drenched in water.
Mm-hmm. I'll probably go up to the corner of the ship and give myself a good shake off first. Like, you know, doggy shake.
As we hear that exact sound from the background.
That was perfect. That was perfect.
It was very
Literally
perfect.
already in the game.
Don't even need to do sound effects.
The goodest doggo.
All right. So, Uki, what about you?
Yeah, that's. I will be doing the same as Kaz, trying to. You know, 'cause I think we knew this water is not safe to
Oh
begin
yeah.
with.
Okay. So show me on the map where you're moving to. Go ahead and move your token for me.
Okay, let me see. I mean, I'm going to be moving away enough, but still keeping an eye on the moon pool as well. Knowing that we have these features that were below, so probably let me see in relation to where everything is. So yeah, that's about
Okay. So off to the side there.
side in the corner. Yeah.
Okay. No problem. To see here. Sorry, I'm just getting a link for somebody here. There we go. Okay. So, basically, give me a, let's say a dex check. And don't worry, it's a very low DC. You and Kaz.
Okay.
Okay. Now this I do get advantage on.
Okay.
I'll need it.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
So no, the two of you managed to disrobe out of the suits carefully, as quickly as you can. In doing so, you basically thoughtfully work out the correct order to do so, starting with the helmet and then opening the gear and removing it out and peeling it off in reverse so the water stays within the suit, etc., etc. Stepping out of the boots as the last thing and avoiding the puddle that formed on the ground around you.
Yeah.
You both managed to do this successfully. No damage taken, no infection, no nothing. All that remains is a large waterlogged chest on the floor that is forming a black puddle around itself right now.
Yeah, we should probably let that dry out.
That being said, listener, you have made it to the helm.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Here, let's give him a chance. Will we do me a favor and set me some sort of check to see if he's in decent enough mental shape to actually recognize the controls and operate them?
All right. Give me just a base intelligence.
You got it.
Oh!
Hyper focused. That's what that is. Hyper focused.
Wow.
All right, listeners on it. He's stepping
Dang.
up.
This is your chance to kind of just tone out all the nonsense in your head and say, I have a task.
We're just going for a drive. You
All
know?
right.
We're
I'm
going
gonna
for a
move
drive.
over. Great.
Listener steps confidently to the helm, hands on the wheel, another on the levers for controlling the crawling direction, and he pings over to Genesis. Oh, first mate,
Mm-hmm.
could you please call down for them to begin firing the boilers?
Fire in the boilers!
Righto.
All right. So Kaz going to work.
Oh yeah.
All right.
He's got some extra speed as well, so like, hey, this is gonna be a breeze.
We would like to take this opportunity to thank our mates down in the boiler room for their speedy response to our request. Thanks so much. We could not get this ship moving without you. Really appreciate it. Preach.
So, so here's what we're gonna do.
Mhm.
Now, you managed to, with that roll, you managed to right your craft basically stationarily and then get it moving out of the current's grip. No problem. Okay. So, we still have our timer.
I shall set it once more.
Well, I am going to move you a little bit. We're going to save a little time unless anyone has any issues.
Oh, I won't object.
I'm going to save us a little time. We are going to move to here. Okay?
Sure.
So, where we're at right now is the... Let me get it on the screen so all our thousands of viewers at home can see. if you remember, there was a branch here. You took it this way. So, and I'll show you here. You remember this down here? With the hand?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is the fork in the road, basically, is where I'm putting you. You went this direction last time.
Yes. And found our cavern.
Yes. So from here, we're back on our timer, and you are back in control. Save ourselves a little time.
I will begin firing the timer.
All right. And that being said, as listener stoically, heroically mans the helm with his first mate Genesis at his side, I know we've got Kaz feeding coals to the fire. What's the rest of you doing?
I think Saoirse is going to go upstairs at the helm with Genesis and Listener. She's still a little, like, concerned after Listener.
Okay,
Oh.
that's fine.
I move away as she joins us to the intercom
Okay.
and stand there, probably doing this off key, and just try to use my abilities of empathy to just kind of, for plot only,
Mhm.
give people sort of a heroic feeling, like the stuff they're doing is like important and we're all working together.
So you're bolstering the mood.
Right.
Okay. No, that's fine.
Right.
That's fine. And given the situation and everything that listener has been through,
Yeah.
he's feeling a lot of things he's never felt before and experiencing things that very few OM have ever experienced before. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing this in a very specific way and
Yeah.
probably annoying. I'm just like, I'm standing there like hands outstretched, waving my hips side to side and singing off key. The
Gladiator soundtrack.
Like the Pirates of the Caribbean,
Yep.
like.
I knew where you were going.
At least it wasn't "Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls."
Oh my god. Don't tempt me, I will start.
Yeah, I'm not the musical one. Just keep that in mind. Just keep it in your noggin. Just keep it up there.
All right. So, let's see. Slaughter, what are you up to?
Well, feeling that mood of wanting the morale, I think I'm gonna play a song.
Okay. What's
There
up?
once was a ship called ZRT.
We're going places.
Hold on, I'm trying to remember which one it is.
No worries. No worries at all.
Yeah, one more breath before I go,
Uh,
since we're looking for bravery here.
Excellent. Excellent. And you're just belting this out, like echoing it through. Okay.
Yeah, I'd move over to one of the pipes for communication and try to drown out Genesis.
Okay.
Okay. Hang on. As you do that, I hear you and I stop. But I don't know the words to one more breath before I go, so I'm just kind of like mumbling along, like
Humming,
you know,
humming along.
when you get to a certain point in the national anthem, you know you don't know the words. You just mouth them. Okay,
That's
that's what's going on.
This is fair.
It's kind of like
I'll allow
Most
it.
people
try.
don't know that national anthems tend to have more than one
yeah.
frame here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. I can actually
Yeah.
picture this, so this is perfect.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm like, if I had a lighter, I would be lighting it, but I'm just gonna do like a hand gesture. Hey.
Just wanted to make sure you all caught that.
Oh yeah, we're moving right along. So,
Yeah.
Stacks, what is Uki up to?
She is going to be hanging out next to Kaz because she knows it's going to be Kaz or her who's going to be stoking the Nicole here, and she can strike up a conversation with Kaz and say, well, that was an interesting find, and for a moment I was a little concerned we'd have some difficulty slugging through that silt, but good job, Kaz.
Oh, cheers. Yeah, I mean, had a little bit of a oopsie right at the end there, but we did it. Hey, I just thought once we've got to wherever we're going, me and you should try and draw that plaque that we saw. Maybe put our minds together and try and make it look the way that we saw it, and then hopefully one of the others can translate it or something.
That's a wonderful idea. That's something that I think back to some of the work that we would do with our stonemasonry and such, and being able to sketch out before we create some of our wonderful masterpieces was important. So I do think I think I can remember enough to between the two of us we should be able to put that together. Yes.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I'm really gutted I didn't understand it, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, one of us has got to know it, right?
I think perhaps there might be something in the dark recesses of my mind to think of some of the, when we look at the work that the Hyverstedians, that we do, we look to other cultures and races and history when it comes to the art, being an artisan and the design, because there's not, it's the idea of form and function together, right?
Sounds about right to me. I mean, form and function, that kind of exactly what we did in the military.
Exactly. Yes, of course. I can't find the words to express it because I know that you understand.
Yeah.
So, as you guys are talking, you notice, just as you're moving back and forth between the furnace and the coal bin, that the area around the chest is bone dry. Like where your suits are still laid is still sopping wet, but around the chest, the waterlogged chest, it is bone dry.
Huh. Interesting. Is the chest itself
That seems
dry?
a little sus, don't you think?
Well, you guys
Churchy.
have
Is the chest?
Sorry.
Does the outside of the chest still look sodden,
Nope.
or is that dry too?
Looks dry as well. You guys have seen snakes on a plane, right? This is mimics on the Orti. No, just kidding.
That's all right. Some of them talk, and if you make friends with them, they could be great companions.
Oh.
You should just keep feeding them.
This is the wrong party to talk that to. They've had a bad experience in the past.
Players, not party.
Players, true. All right, so what are you doing?
Are we still mentally connected to a listener or yeah?
Genesis?
No, I believe we've been ruling that the listener connection requires line of sight.
Right.
I remember.
Probably same for me too. But there's the intercom. I mean,
There's the
Yeah.
intercom.
you could
You do
always
have the
pop in
comms.
on the
Oh
on the
yeah,
current
the
music.
yeah. All right, yeah, the intercom thing. Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go over to the intercom then. Click it. So there's something interesting going on down here. Something to do with the chest. It's weird.
You hear do 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 do, and then I'm like, hey, what's going on? Intentionally inserted hold music. All right, what's going on?
Well, kind of like the suits are still wet, but the chest is bone dry. Yeah, I mean that's weird, right?
Yes, it is. I look over at listener and I'm like, hmm? Do you need me here?
He's
Pretty sure he's
looking straight forward. Do you ping him?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with like from now on all my communication is telepathic, because I feel like you're gonna miss that.
Actually, listener is probably so laser focused because for the first time in his life, his head is quiet.
Yes, this is a really strange moment. Olam don't have focus?
Hey, can you imagine? Okay, so you know how amputees can often feel their missing arm?
It goes slow.
Oh no.
You say that. There are things that'll happen, don't you worry.
Cool.
This is
Awesome.
going to
So
be
I'm
interesting.
just like, I'll ask him if he needs me here, and then I'm like, I wait a second, and then I'm like, I look at Sunshine, and I'm like, I'll be right back, and I dip down there, pew,
All right.
to see what's going on.
So you're
I'll go
heading.
too.
Okay.
But I
Ooh,
told you
very
I'd be
exciting.
back so you could tell him if he looked for me. But okay,
So-
I'm not gonna say no. I mean,
All right. So you're both heading down.
gippity doo
Yeah.
dah.
All right. Slaughter's already down there.
Just okay. So what is this?
All right. Like I said, the chest is completely dry.
Where
open
is the chest and the suits in relation to the furnace?
Okay.
Okay, so
Well, one suit here. I'm going to draw these. Just
one suit's there.
yeah,
on
right
that
here.
spot.
I believe Uki's suit is here, and I'm just going to say the chest is here.
Yeah, that's about as good a spot as any.
Okay, because I was thinking, like, maybe it dried off because it was in the vicinity of heat, but then Kaz's would have been dry too. And probably Yuki's for all intents and purposes.
Yeah. Yeah, the suits still have puddles around them.
So should we open it and find out why it's dry?
I mean, if anyone's going to open it, it probably should be me, right? Because it's probably quite tough.
As he flexes and kisses his bicep.
Are we sure? Are we
Oh,
sure
boy.
that brute force is the way to go with this? Are we sure? Because
Maybe
I
we could
feel
just
like
pick the lock.
I'm not gonna smash it open, for God's sake.
I
just gonna-
feel like
Just wants to see that treasure.
forcing it open might be a bad move. If it's
No, I'm not
got
gonna-
some
okay.
otherworldly absorption abilities,
Okay,
maybe don't touch it too much.
Okay, yeah. His plan was not to like brute force it open, just open it like a normal chest, hopefully.
Do you
but
have
if
the
anything,
key?
Is it locked?
yeah. Well, I mean, it might not be locked, but like I'll just try and gently open it first. If anything bad's gonna happen, it's better it happening to Kaz. Is what is on his mind, you know.
Are
I
you
shall stand.
are you
back.
reaching down and Zabulia Monstravak? Oh my lord. Shun, you're killing me.
I shoot.
So are
I'm
you
gonna-
testing the latch?
I'm gonna be quite ginger with it and just like tap it a little bit, just make sure it's not like gonna explode on me or whatever.
Okay. Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
All right, cool.
As you try the latch, it slides free as if it were well oiled and brand new.
Uh-oh.
Interesting.
Well, clearly someone wants us to open it, so we
Very,
should-
yeah, very gently. I'll just. I don't know whether you guys want to take a little step back or something. It could explode if it's trapped.
I'll stay where I'm at.
I'll
I'll
lift
stay
it.
where I'm at too.
I'll very gently, well, as gently as it will let me, but I'll just lift the lid.
All right. All right. So you lift the lid. It opens up. Everybody take 20d30 points. No, I'm just kidding.
Excuse you.
It's a mimic. I knew it.
Prepared to type.
I'm still
Yeah.
like,
You say that, and then you roll a whole bunch of ones, and we take like 10 damage because we all save. It's fine.
Don't tempt him to give himself advantage. That's what you don't do.
So the chest opens up. Inside is a heaping mound of what appears to be old, very old, ancient coins, loose gems, and a few items tucked among it. It's packed full. Now, granted, gold is not as worth as much as it used to be. The currency within Cairne is technically chits, wooden chits. Wood is more valuable than gold, but it is still have value.
Can I ask what the chest is made of?
Wood.
We are rich. Yeah.
I know. Dump the gold out. This chest is freaking treasure.
The box is worth more than what's in it.
We're all cats now.
Yeah.
That box might be magical.
We're all cats now.
Yeah.
I love it.
Contents, no interest. Box, though.
Yeah. What's the box made of?
It is wood with what appears to be
Hey.
maybe brass hinges.
Mm.
So, yeah, it's just sitting there on the floor in front of you. Let me know if you're gonna start digging through it.
Saoirse's gonna walk up and kind of start like gently digging through. She's interested in the items.
Okay.
What's
Yeah.
in there?
Yeah, Kaz is like.
So
Oh.
now most of it is coin. As you kind of sift through gently, the first item you come across is an oblong-shaped mottled gray stone. It's fairly nondescript except for a single line of 5 runes etched into its surface.
Interesting.
Can Kaz see these runes? Are you keeping them from him, I should say, Prim?
Oh no. Okay.
No.
Okay.
All right, they are dwarven.
Ooh.
Kaz can actually read them.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. What's they say?
They
Yeah,
are.
if there's like a look on recognition of Kaz's faces, like whenever he's looked at the runes, like Saoirse's going to pass a stone over.
All right. Sorry, go
Never
ahead.
mind.
No, go ahead. What do you-
I was gonna ask if I could be allowed to use psychokinesis on several objects in succession to try to like filter the coins out into a little pile to make it easier to put them like in the lid, just to.
You can start. I'll let you start scooping coins out.
Okay.
But-
I want to do this specifically like one at a time. Just do,
One coin at a time.
Gold in
Just
that
like a-
pile, silver in that pile, copper in that
Okay.
pile, gold in
Just
that
like
pile,
a-
silver in
just
that
like a
pile.
quick little magical stream of like whistle while you were Cinderella rats doing the little thing with the dress.
What is it? The
Like-
wizard. The wizard's apprentice.
Yeah, just like a little frilly magical thingy.
Bum, bum,
It's a new ability, I kinda wanna, like- I
So
want to use it more, you know.
yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Kaz, as she hands this oblong gray stone to you, you see the 5 runes. They roughly translate into the words "back, behind, tomorrow's, time, foreseen."
Okay. Does that mean anything to me, or are they like? Do I think they're like command words?
Well, I mean, magic's pretty rare in this world, so I'm not even sure you'd know what a command word is.
Well, that's true.
I remember reading something in the Cairn source book out of character. That was Dwarven in particular.
Mhm.
What are the words again?
Back, behind, tomorrow's time foreseen.
Oh. Well, I'll say. Okay, first off, I'm going to say it out loud in my native language, the Dwarven. And of course, if no one else understands what I'm saying, then I'll repeat it back in Common.
What are you saying specifically?
In Dwarven, back behind tomorrow's time foreseen.
Okay. As he says the fifth word in Dwarven, he immediately falls into a trance. You see him just fall to his knees, holding the stone in his hands in front of him, his eyes barely rolled back into his head, and he's not there anymore.
Same.
That's nifty.
Yeah, speaker mood.
So, Kaz, give me an intelligence check.
Oh God, that's not good.
Don't worry.
Oh, look at that, 20.
Well, no, I'll tell you what. Let's just ignore those, and I'll just roll a non-advantage roll because
No, I'll go with the first one. You're fine. First roll is the one that mattered.
Okay.
So, and this is just you, by the way, Kaz. I'm going to just say this out loud so nobody metagaming.
I already know what it is, so not metagaming.
So, at Kaz, as you hold the stone and you fall into this trance, you are suddenly painfully aware of the threads of reality around you. You can see it like a weave, like a web, like a brilliant tapestry of unlimited potential and possibility flowing through, around everything in your field of perception. As you settle into this state, you become aware that the stone is almost as if alive, and it is waiting on you to ask it a single question. Would you like to ask a question?
Oh no. Well, yeah. Well, it's got absolutely nothing to do with what we're currently doing right now, though. It's absolutely, totally to do with him.
Okay.
Okay. His question is, was his father aware of the order not to send reinforcements? Like, before that was he part of that decision making kind of thing?
So the answer comes to you in a hollow dwarven voice in your mind. And you hear the words, "Often the greatest sacrifices are made for the better good of all." And then the stone kind of stops humming in your hands, and the threads of reality around you begin to fade from vision, and you slowly kind of snap out of it, shaking your head.
We don't hear any of this, right?
No, you just saw him fall into a trance for a minute and then kind of
So he-
snap out of it.
So he asked the
Seriously?
question verbally
No,
to it.
it was in his mind.
Oh, good. Okay. Sorry.
Saoirse kind of tilts her head to the side a little bit and asks, "Are you okay there, Kaz?"
I'm gonna need a minute. Here, you have it. You can have it. I don't want it.
Pass.
Oh, okay. And she puts it I guess wherever, like in the same compartment that she's keeping the key to the somnambulist prophecy and continues to look
Okay.
through at like the different items that are in there.
All right.
Plink, plink.
Kaz takes like literally like half a second. If you remember what I said, those words, you can ask it a question. Just so you know, and it knows stuff.
Plink.
Anyway, I'm gonna carry on doing the whole shoveling coal because I need to be doing something.
That's fair. That is fair. Saoirse, you're still sifting through?
Yeah, specifically looking for the items.
All right, so the next item
Plink.
your hands come across is what appears to be a masterfully crafted instrument. It is beautiful, delicate, crystalline. It's a flute with a faint blue hue and molded glass inlaid with gold filigree and silver accents.
Ooh.
Dang.
Let me look at what instrument proficiencies I have because I forgot. I did not give myself the flute though.
It is still marvelously beautiful. As a Shonakesian, you pretty much know where this thing came from. This is a relic of home.
Aw. She loves it. Like Saoirse's going to call over to Slatra and hold it up.
Well, that's a mighty fine flute you found there.
Mighty fine.
Okay, well, Slatra is like showing a sort of disinterest in like this artifact at home. I guess I'm going to continue like sifting through.
All right, steady moving.
I mean,
What's
you
that?
found it, so
Okay.
Yeah, but can Slaughter play it?
I mean, it's ours.
yes, Watcher can play it.
Okay. So as you guys are
She's
put,
not one to presume.
oh, no, you're good. But just real quick, as you guys are sifting and kind of going through everything and doing the loot pile, listener up above has reached a fork in the road.
He has. Is there anything visible to the left and right?
Not really, no.
All right.
So I'll let you choose which way to go.
Absent any real input available from the team, listener's just going to reflexively turn left.
Okay, that's fair. That is absolutely fair.
We're taking a very sedate pace at the moment, not pushing anything.
So
Just kind of cruising, and the speed limit's 60, but you're doing maybe like 52 because there's nobody around and you're just chilling.
yeah, why not, right? Why not? So I'm gonna say there's only 2 more items in this chest beyond the benign basic treasure. The first thing you come across, you almost cut your finger on, is a dirk, a very long, thin dagger.
Ooh.
It's a elongated dagger, a thin, almost needle-like blade, obviously meant for piercing. It's a silvered structure, and as you touch it, it's cold. And as you bring it into the light, it gives off a faint blue aura. The hilt is masterful in its work, lined with immaculately detailed engravings and designs that if you stare too long at almost seem to move and flow on their own.
This is interesting to Saoirse, but like from her best, like judgment looking at this thing. Probably looks like a, instrument for killing, so she is going to set that off to the side.
Just gonna put this over here. So, let me see here. Did I say there's only one more thing? I'm sorry, there's two.
Yes, you did.
There's two more things.
Yeah, two more things. But yeah.
The other two things are actually at the...
Runneth over.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said our cup runneth over.
I am a generous god. No.
You are, though.
So the first thing you come across is what appears to be a smaller bagpipe.
Okay.
A smaller bagpipe. So it's as you pull it out, it's a patchwork of various skins rather than one single one stretched over thickly over its primary bladder. The horns itself are very jagged. They're carved from bones of unknown origin. And the remaining instrument itself is actually decorated with numerous skulls of small animals, finger bones, and other small trinkets, all of which are sewn directly into the covering.
The weird rack. Guess what Saoirse knows how to play? I gave her proficiency in that instrument, so yeah.
Well, there you go. There you go. So yeah, obviously now none of you know what any of these do.
Right. I know out of character
Out
what
of
these
character.
are, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And of course, the final thing within the chest that you uncover is an arquebus wedged into the very bottom of the chest. It appears to be slightly ruined, slightly rusted, scorched, pockmarked on the stock. In fact, as you pick it up, you kind of get a faint whiff of like brimstone and sulfur, and it's actually very warm to the touch. You're actually wondering if this isn't maybe what dried the chest out quickly.
So Saoirse holds this up and she says, "Hey, Cass.
Here?
I think I might know what dried the chest out so quickly. Look at this arquebus."
Huh.
It is warm to the touch as you touch it.
I'll come over and take a look.
Uki, don't you know a lot about arquebuses?
Yes, actually, this is it's a much older type of weapon, and I'm quite familiar with this. Also known as an arquebusier, from some other land or world at some point. But I think I'm not quite sure why it would stay warm in this chest, but I think that I could probably repair this.
Nice.
Okay. I
Well,
guess now that
if Kaz is, fine, like Saoirse will hand it over to Uki.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, because I'm sorry to interrupt if someone else had some they were dealing with this, but so I had been during all of this search, I had been shoveling coal. So at the time that Kaz came over, I'm assuming he came over to go for me. So I'm looking with curiosity at what is what's there, and I'm saying this is interesting. I'd probably work on this, and Kaz, this might be good. Good. I know that you were wanting to learn more about firearms. I bet we could work on this, take this apart. I mean, you did an excellent job helping to take care of those cannons. Yeah, let's give this one a shot.
All right. So Uki, as you pick up the weapon, and you're kind of looking it over, saying, kind of trying to determine what you can do to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Give me, let's say perception. Give me a perception check.
Okay, let me get back to my. Oh, where's. I popped open another window and I lost my place. Sorry about that.
You're good, no worries.
I think I accidentally closed the game.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, so perception check, you said, right?
Yes, please.
All right, let's see.
Come on, nat 20.
Yeah, it's really odd because right now I can see there we go. It was taking a bit to load. It wasn't showing my page.
Hey, no worries. No worries. We got this.
Okay, perception check.
Boom. Look at that.
Nice.
As you're kind of mulling it over, looking over, right in the inside of the finger guard, where the trigger is, you see a word etched kind of crudely in common in the metal there. And it is the word rancor.
Like Rancor.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. So I see this and I tell everyone.
Well, you can also, with that roll, you could probably see that Kaz is kind of like barely holding on to any kind of emotion whatsoever. He's welling up somewhat.
He's hurting.
No, not to the gun, but yeah.
I like that gun. It's beautiful, man.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Yeah.
The currency of this current world is chits, yes?
Yes.
Can I ask why the value section is in gold pieces if we don't care about those?
It's work in progress.
Sorry.
No,
sorry.
no,
sorry.
you're
sorry.
good. You're
sorry.
good.
Sorry.
No worries at all. So, I need to go back to listener for a moment here.
Yes.
Two things, listener. I need you to give me a perception check, first off.
All right.
Since you're the one driving the boat and everyone else is kind of distracted.
Hey, not bad.
Very good.
Wow.
So, do you see that little crease of light?
Yes, I did.
You actually see that.
Oh, that's real.
That is real. Also, and it doesn't really show, but when it gets to about here, it actively disappears.
Does it seem like it's normal light, as if it's coming from some overhead source, or does this appear to be a magical effect of some kind?
It actually looks kind of like what you see, like it's peering out through the stone here. Like a little ray of light coming through the water.
Interesting.
Now, you have still some mental abilities.
A few. Handful.
I need you and Genesis both to give me an intelligence save.
I will do so.
Good.
Hi.
Genesis, what about you? Genesis is completely distracted.
Oof. Oof.
Listener,
Yes.
to the north of you,
Yes.
you feel something very powerful, like kind of poking into your mind, like searching.
Note the rotation of the ship.
I'm glad that intelligence save was for was for this and not for the knife that I've been eyeballing over here. Like,
There's a strange moment for listener where he suspects that the collective is reaching out to him again for some reason, and he sort of jerks his head in the appropriate direction, and then the timbre of it is off, and he says, "No, no, no, no.
No, 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 no,
I am still too weak."
no.
And he rotates towards the eastern passage instead.
Towards the shaft of light.
Yes, and he will slow as he approaches so that we don't continuously like run straight into it, and he wants to get a good look at it once we're in this square here.
Okay. Good timing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, no worries. So you guys, you've been on the Orti long enough. You feel it kind of start to shift as if it's down cycling. The speed, is decelerating. There are no other items in the chest beyond coins and some loose gems.
I just want to quickly flip the lid closed and close the latch so that the coins go back into the bottom
Okay.
with the items out on the ground.
No worries.
And I look at the dagger. And I look at Sunshine. And I look at the dagger again.
Saoirse notices this and she's like, "You can take a look at it, Genesis. This is ours. It's all ours."
Yeah. Yeah.
I pick it up.
Okay. So you pick up the dirk.
Yes.
Feels well and balanced in your hand. It's a very delicate weapon, although it still feels kind of sturdy. Sturdier than its very thin form would suggest.
Okay. I know this is probably a mistake from reading the description of this thing because it's empathetic. And so am I. Do I get any like special type of stuff from it? Does it communicate at all, or is it just
Communicate? No.
maybe I'm reading this section wrong? Like
Nice shoes.
it begins to take a simple form of sentience. So it can't communicate. It says it doesn't right there. Sorry.
No.
Strong sense of empathy and now you're to take lives, right? Like
It's. I mean,
do I feel
it's. Are you reaching out to the blade with your mind?
I just want to know if I feel anything like latent from it, from being so sensitive to empathy. Anyway,
All right. Well, are you reaching out though?
not really. I just want to kind of. It feels cold.
It
I'm
feels
like,
cold.
Weird.
As
Got
you
the runes on it.
I tell you what, as you pick it up, and you're curious and sensitive, you get the sense that this thing is hungry. And not for anything pleasant. That this is hungry to serve its purpose, and the purpose of a blade is death.
It doesn't have like a holster or anything with it, does it?
It's in a sheath. It's in a sheath.
Okay. It only does this when I touch it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. What if I move my hands from the hilt or handle to the sheath? Does it change?
No.
Okay. So I'm touching it like with my hands, right? I want to try to put I want to try to like move so I'm standing on one leg. And then this is super weird, but like just put the hilt or the sheath of it in like the back of my knee.
Okay.
And see if like me not touching it with my hands changes. Do I need gloves for this?
No. Doesn't change.
Okay.
Doesn't change at all.
Okay. Where will we even put this then? I kind of just carefully set it back on the ground next to the chest and
Yeah.
look at it with my head tilted like.
So you're steady looking at it, and you.
No, I'm just like trying to like experiment with how to hold it without experiencing that.
No. I mean,
that,
you're looking at it. You set it down. You played with it in the back of your knee. You're kind of. You feel this like yearning, really, almost like you just want to hold it. Like it just feels familiar in your hand. Like you just want to pick it up. It just felt so good when you were holding it.
Time to throw it back in the water.
Sploosh.
I know you're troubled. Give me a wisdom save.
Oh no. Words you don't want to hear.
Ruh-roh.
Oh no. Man.
Oh no.
Oh. So you suddenly just are completely overcome with this compulsion to pick it up.
Okay. Just...
and pull it out of its sheath.
Oh no.
And you're looking around the room
No.
at all these lovely people with you.
No.
And
No.
So out of all the people in this room with you right now, you know, we've got Kaz, we've got Saoirse, Slatra, and Uki. I think Saoirse's probably... She just looks like such a good target for that knife.
No.
Like,
No.
you just-
I
you-
throw
you-
the knife down. I leave the room. I'm out of here. I'm out.
You
I'm out.
just can't shake the feeling that
No.
it would feel so good to slide that between her ribs.
No.
As an empathetic person, can I sense these feelings coming off of her?
You know what? I tell you what. Give me perception. You and Saoirse both give me perception checks. You're both empathic.
Love it.
Oh,
Kaz is over there just drinking like, yeah.
it was a DC 15.
No.
Oh no.
Saoirse, you can see that like Genesis is looking at you in a really uncomfortable way.
No. Oh no. Can I move away? Can I move?
You can totally move closer.
You can move as close as you like.
I move away.
Church,
Yes.
I have careful eyes now. I'd like to roll perception to see if I notice anything strange going on because I'm there.
I will allow it. Go ahead.
Also, even though Kaz is slightly emotionally distracted, he does have the observant feat.
You actually have your
Away
danger
from
sense,
me.
Kaz.
And danger sense, true.
Get this away from me.
And
Get it away.
I will say Uki was a little quicker on the draw. Uki, something's going on with Genesis. Something really, really messed up is going on with Genesis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Kaz,
Yeah, no.
you're distracted by your own thing.
I'm still distracted, yeah.
So, yeah, Uki, something's about to break with Genesis. Like, you feel like deep in your soul you need to intervene. She's looking at Saoirse the way that you know people look at one another on a battlefield.
I'm going to grab the shovel out of Kaz's hand, and I'm going to smack.
Genesis?
I'm going to smack Genesis with it, but with an attempt to not. Just something about her pose, her posture.
So
Is I'm
subdual.
going
You're going for subdual damage. You're trying to debilitate, not hurt.
exactly for subdual damage on this. It's on the side, especially if she's holding that knife in her right, that dagger in her right hand. I'm going to try to pop her on that side, so maybe she'll drop it.
Okay. Go ahead, roll to hit.
All right. So, and to roll for this, I just would
Wait.
use a.
It's just strength.
Okay.
Please.
It'd be like unarmed strike, wouldn't it?
Just a strength for this one. Oh my.
Uh-oh. I'm not very confident on the strongest round.
So,
Swoosh.
what's your AC, Genesis?
Please. It's not an 8.
It's not an 8.
Can we buy a reroll?
So Uki steps forward and just swings the shovel at Genesis, narrowly missing. Genesis darts out of the way.
But I can do. But I get a second win and a second attack.
Oh,
You are a
second
fighter.
win.
Go for it.
All right.
Do it.
Bang!
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah.
I never had so much pleasure. No.
So yeah, the first attack like swishes. Genesis dodges back, completely drawing the dirk out of its sheath, looking wild-eyed and mad. Uki steps forward and just goes bong, like right on the forehead. Genesis kind of looks dazed for a minute and then just slumps to her knees.
Where's the dagger?
It's in her hand still.
Can I drop it yet, please?
I kicked it out of her hand.
Okay, are you grabbing it or knocking it free?
I'm going to knock it free.
Okay.
So I'm not going to touch that dagger.
Okay, so you knock it free. Genesis is still dazed. Genesis, those thoughts that were in your mind, all you can think about right now is getting a hold of that dagger and just slowly sinking it into the back of Saoirse's head, right up into the brain pan. It would just feel so good.
Oh, no. Man, magic items, dude. They will really literally change your character's entire life.
But she's
Like,
dazed.
up until now, my entire purpose has been, like, trying to keep her alive and keep her safe and actually actively killing people to keep her alive so nothing happens to the precious sunshine. And literally, one knife just... Nope.
This was
Wow.
beautiful. This was absolutely
Wow, I'm
beautiful.
the exact wrong person to pick this up. I knew it was a bad choice. Oh, I hate this so much.
So yeah, everybody just witnessed Uki just come unglued and be like, "Wish, bong," and then knock the dagger away.
What the hell is wrong with you, woman?
Uki, Ookie, what was
Birds flying
that?
around my head.
Start pulling my kukri in response to that. That's a scary move.
Mhm. That's fair. That's fair. Everyone's on guard right now.
Ow. Ow. Have a little knot forming on my head. Just like,
Ookie, what's going on?
I've spent too much time not only on the battlefield but also seeing a bit more stealth, craftier, odd and strange.
I raise my left hand to the side of my head where she hit me, and I use my other hand to fan myself rapidly.
Actually, your other hand is looking for the dagger. So
Yeah, just
Uki,
try to, like,
go ahead
whip her.
and explain yourself.
oh no.
Like everybody's.
Forgive me.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I don't know if I can. Well, actually, I would say forgive me, but I don't know if I could have forgiven myself if something had happened. I know how close your bond is, but Genesis, what were you going to do with that dagger? You were moving towards your beloved sunshine, and it didn't bode well. My intuition, my experience is such that you were going to strike her down.
So you give me a heckin' bonk and you want to talk to me?
Genesis.
Hand still seeking
As she says this, your hand is looking for the dagger, and all you can think about, this consuming fire in your brain, is new and creative ways to carve Saoirse free of all that lovely skin.
Oh my god. Yeah, Saoirse just, after, like, Uki says this story, she's just kind of shakes her head and says, that doesn't sound like Genesis. That sounds like the dagger?
And I cannot
think it's
believe
a
that Uki didn't
dagger.
like think to put her foot on the sheath of this thing to stop me from getting it.
Or just
But we're just like I'm reaching over there, grabbing at it.
But you're actually a little cross-eyed at this moment. Like, you took a whack to the forehead with a shovel.
I mean, someone can, like, I don't know, who's closest to the knife right now.
Is it? Where is the?
Probably based upon where everyone's standing. Let's say Uki's gonna definitely probably be. Oops, I don't need to draw lines. Uki's gonna be over here.
Here.
She knocked it free. We're gonna say it's probably Slatra's closest.
So rather than stepping on the knife, I'm gonna step on Genesis's hand.
There you go.
Or just
All right.
kick the knife.
No. So she steps on
And my
Genesis'
kukri
hand.
comes free at that point.
I switch hands.
You're looking for the knife with the other hand. She's
I guess. I
yeah.
don't
So
know.
she's
Can I
prone
stop?
on the floor, like just trying to break free, like just frothing at the mouth, like Bilbo Baggins going for the ring right now.
My precious.
Exactly.
Okay, at this
Yeah.
point,
Yeah,
Saoirse knows Genesis too well and knows that this only happened as soon as Saoirse was like, oh yeah, go ahead, look at the knife. She is going to kick that thing into the moon pool.
All right.
Stop me! Stop me!
Yeah, okay.
So
Kaz isn't going for the knife. Kaz is just going for Genesis and gonna just pick her up.
all right. So everyone's
Okay.
restraining Genesis. Saoirse kicks the knife into the water. Genesis, give me one more wisdom save, please.
Okay. Okay. Can we add in a roll to get me not to use the new grabby pull lifty thing?
No.
Oh, bummer. Another what now? Int?
Wisdom
Wisdom.
save.
Wisdom.
Oh crap, wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Well, folks, I failed.
You got this.
Yeah,
Come on.
I failed.
You've been through
I went out
worse.
to be an adventurer and I failed. Sorry, gang. Sorry, All Might. I failed.
Hey.
Oh yes.
Nice.
So between
Oh man. Oh.
between getting binked in the head with this shovel, having her hand stomped on, and getting like literally physically lifted up off the floor and restrained, Genesis' eyes begin to clear and she kind of starts shaking her head, looking around, and suddenly it settles in fully what you almost just did.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Oh no,
run
she
over-
should worry about it.
I run over to Uki and I hug her like full arms, like, and just start crying my eyes out. Ah! The torment of that. That's insane.
Saoirse is going to step over to Genesis, put her
I'm, like,
hand
holding-
on her shoulder, and be
I'm
like,
holding on
Genesis,
to
are you
Uki for dear
alright?
life. Like, I'm holding on to Uki for dear life. I am holding on to Uki for dear life. For dear life. For dear life.
We're just having a big group hug at this moment, and I
Yeah.
can tell and the thing is, you know, Uki's just going. She knows she can see that she can feel the change. Because she can see the reaction she would expect to have seen from Genesis. So it's like this big.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
All of
fairly
this is
apparent.
muffled because I'm like our arms over you.
Oh.
Genesis, I kicked that awful thing into the water. Don't worry about it. We won't have to worry about it again.
Yeah, let's make sure we kick the sheath into the water as well.
You kick the sheath in too?
Mhm.
Okay. So the weapon is long gone.
Well,
Genesis, you're probably gonna have some really disturbing nightmares for the next 2 or 3 nights. But beyond that, you made your save is a good roll. That tie is broken.
yeah.
Bonk.
Kaz is going to look over at Uki and go, that was a heckin' good bonk.
It was.
Double back.
Uki saved the day there. I was actually wondering where that was about to go because that was about to get nasty.
Everyone was just rolling terrible except for Uki.
I have to say my strength is not good, but give me a proper weapon, and
Hey, worst comes to worst, it could have just shot you.
Well, no, the thing is, I knew with everything I had, I was not about to use the spear on Genesis. So it's like, what can I do to disable her, but without just cause subdural without.
Oh yeah, no, the coal shovel was brilliant and actually an incredible visual.
I'm kind of like gonna look forward to the time where Kaz and Uki are gonna be repairing in brackets pitch, and one of us is gonna be holding on to the damn thing and say, so what does his rancor mean? Boom.
Boom.
Oh shit.
Make sure it's pointed down into the floor, like all proper gun safety measures.
Just not on the Ortiz though.
Not on the OT.
True, yeah.
Yeah, and that's something that I would say that, just from seeing it and looking at it, noticing that it's going to probably require some materials that we don't have on the Ortiz.
Yeah.
So we're going to take this, and especially after this knife, after the dagger incident.
Yeah, I mean, the dagger was glowing like a weird blue light and was obviously having some kind of weird mental effect on poor Genesis. But obviously, this one's like not exactly glowing, but it's like warm all the time. So obviously, this is going to be something special too. So yeah, we'll wait until we're off the ship.
Yeah.
Going to wrap it in some canvas and say, let's secure this for safekeeping in someplace very secure and away from our sleeping quarters. We don't want to have. In fact, I think Kaz, you and I may secure it, but we better not. I mean, no offense, but we're not going to tell
Anyone else where we
where it is.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
So-
Yeah.
Kaz especially is going to want to, wait just because he not only, has this weird feeling about why this arquebus would be warm. Saw the thing with Genesis and the dagger, but he also used the auger's eye.
Yeah.
3 out of 5 items have been magical in some way, so he's gonna be like, yeah, nope.
Yeah,
uh-uh.
these are proper ancient items, made by craftsmen who knew what the hell they were doing. We gotta be very careful with them.
All right. So I have to ask real quick, listener, have you stopped?
I did stop. I didn't intend to stop for this many time cycles, but that scene had to play out before I was willing to break in and say, "Hey, may I make a perception check on this ray of light now that we're close?"
Okay, go ahead and move up 2. Go ahead and move up 2.
Okay.
I know that much time has passed.
My goal, though, was to get up right next to the light
Mhm.
and then
Okay.
see if I can look into its source.
All right. So, listener,
Yes.
it's hard to say, but there is a definitive light coming through what appears to be a large pile of rock blocking off what appears to be a hidden cavern. Now, the rock itself, the space where the light is coming through, is enough to where individual people could probably pass through it. And as we've discussed, there's enough suits for everyone.
Well, listener being listener, he's not necessarily going to see the light and think, "Ah, mysterious glowing object." He'll see the light and think, "Ah, the sun at last." So he will come to a full stop there.
All right, and everyone will feel that the Orti coming to a complete stop.
And they might be able to see it already. If not, he's going to be walking down the stairs to tell them.
Yeah, no, everyone's really distracted.
Yes.
You're just over here, just shivering and just waves of shame coming off of me, like sunlight off of the brightest star. Just...
Everyone's hugging. Everybody's hugging and ugly crying right now.
Listener arrives to this scene.
Oh, I'm gonna go back up to the helm.
Let's see. First, let me roll myself a little perception here. 1 second.
May I use my empathetic performance to put a calming airworm onto Genesis to hopefully make her feel better?
Of course you may. Of course.
Okay. Listener recognizes the emotions, but has no way whatsoever to guess what on earth happened here.
There's a nice egg-shaped lump on Genesis's head.
Yeah. She's got a good sized knot forming on her forehead. She's holding on to Uki, crying. Saoirse
Hopefully
just
feeling calmer now.
Yeah, Saoirse's playing like a lullaby type song, just singing softly, hand on her shoulder.
Don't worry, you didn't mean to stab me.
So, listener comes right over. Wait, that one's Saoirse. Here we go. There we go. I think. The tokens are so small on my screen. But he leans down and reaches out mentally. Let me see if I can find a proper example of what's going on in listener's head right now.
All right.
One moment. There's a YouTube video that's correct for this. Here we are. Okay, the appropriate link has been placed into the Cairn channel.
Oh my god, not this.
No thoughts, empty head.
Yes. Master Mess, if you would like to observe the video, this is basically what you get. There's just a vast and somewhat calming emptiness in listener's mind right now. I don't know how you feel about that, but he's reaching out regardless.
Okay.
The void where the collective thought stream once was is so large that, you know, pretty much any individual's thoughts can just vanish into it.
I have to reel myself back from like death grip hugging Uki. Like, okay, just try to like compose myself and like.
Hey, you and
Straight
Uki
my
are like
vest,
friends
everything.
now, right?
And I'm just
You
like,
still got Saoirse's hand on your shoulder, so.
Yeah, Uki,
grab you again.
you got this, right? I'm gonna go and take. I'm feeling a little much for me. I'm gonna go and work on putting coal in over here. Cat, come over here.
Before you do that, I grab your noggin and I kiss it.
She's like using the shovel to like peel you off now. Okay. Glad you're
It's
better.
getting uncomfortable. I'm sorry, but thank you. But I'm sorry.
Anytime.
So, listener, are you telling them anything, or just the?
Okay.
He was a little distracted by this, so right now he's just
come back.
creating this enormous void space that Genesis can kind of exist in.
Okay.
Distant footsteps suddenly become closer. Hi. As
Are
I
you
walk
feeling
into the
better?
void space, just like.
He asked you that.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Are you feeling better?
No.
Hmm.
I am not good. I think
I-
things will be not good for a while.
I thought so, but couldn't tell what was wrong, so I just invited you in. Hmm. Listener's quiet for a moment longer, then he starts up again. I saw sunlight through the wall.
Wow, that's a big change.
Really? Okay. 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 Oh, wow. Okay. How far down are we? And as I asked that question, you see the mental image of the dagger that I was holding, and like a flash montage of dagger, glowing runes or movement on the inscription. The inscription starts to move, and then like a zoom into that, and then me looking at the dagger and picking it up, and then the screen like the visual goes red, and it's like kill. It's just incessant, loud like stuff, and stabby. And it
You know
finally
what?
goes away, and you hear like a
Genesis,
distant bloop.
as you're thinking about this and as you're transferring these thoughts,
Oh no.
you just
Don't.
you really miss that knife. Man, it would be so
Don't.
cool if you had that knife again.
No. No.
It would be so cool if you had that knife again.
No. No. This is humiliating. And so I portray these thoughts to the listener, and I'm like, see what my brain does to me? You looking at this? You see this train wreck? You see this garbage? Look at this. You know
She's
me,
also
right?
under the effect of one of Saoirse's airworms. for all intents and
Yes,
purposes.
she is feeling much calmer than she was.
Calm and stabby are not usually a good combination.
Calm and stabby. It's a good point.
It depends on how cold of an assassin you are. I mean, at some point you start like feeling stuff and just be like, it's just a job.
It sends you
yes,
the emotion of
listeners-
wanting to physically strangle your own mind.
Listener
Move
is
along to the
feeling
sunlight.
this. The sensation is like standing shoulder to shoulder with him, looking at something through like to go back to the ancient days when people actually did this, watching a TV through a shop window. There was a feeling of distance, and he says, that is very strange.
Yeah. Let's leave that there, shall we? Sunlight, huh?
Yes, right over here. And you might snap back to your senses a little because now the real world is intruding back, and he's gesturing out through the which side would be? Let me go look.
You can see that through the porthole closest to you.
Yeah, the starboard porthole.
You can actually see, if you look on the mini map, you do see an arc of light coming through a breach in the rocks to the southeast of you.
Ooh.
I would prefer the sunlight.
You can tell that the breach would be big enough for you to fit through individually, people-wise.
We'd all have to be suited, right?
Yeah, listener,
Yes.
as you're standing here looking at it, now that you're in the direct path of the light, it feels like sunlight.
Ah, he's almost basking.
Like
At last, something familiar.
the light that's coming through that porthole, you're just like, yes. Oh.
And yet, we are a long way down.
You are a long way down.
Yeah, that seems weird. I mean,
Yeah. Mirrors, maybe?
It's a
do we
whole-
really need sunlight that badly? Us?
well, I mean, one of you
Listener
does.
in your brain. Yes.
I mean, Kaz never really saw a lot of sunlight anyway, in the first place. And as a redhead, the whole sunlight thing right now is going, ooh, yeah, no, thank you.
This is listener needs this is the sense that you get.
Yes.
Like,
It's the pull is very powerful, and it's not simply the natural pull of a plant to sunlight. The understanding you're just going to wilt and die without it. But more, he needs that, and he has a desperate craving for a source of nourishment he's familiar with.
So
The
how
other
big is
things
this?
that sustain him have vanished recently.
Sorry.
I mean, Slosher's cooking is amazing, but it doesn't really work so well for a listener. He has no mouth.
How wide is this beam of light? Is it just like
It's
Person-sized.
person-sized, yeah.
so? Are any like parts of him left out of the beam? Is it just like hitting his chest and his head is out of it, or?
Well, I mean, he can stand in it through the porthole, but he's still just getting a slight bit of it diffused through the water.
The very dark, blighted water.
Wait.
It's still good, but it's a bit like trying to eat a banana split through a straw.
Okay, so soup
That's a
then.
Great
Yes.
metaphor. Okay, so is the light coming down or is it coming horizontally?
Horizontally.
Well, that's odd. Ooh. I'm thinking if it is the actual light of the sun or whatever, then maybe it's like a mirror, a reflection thing that's working, or it's something else that's not the sun but having the same effect.
Hmm.
Well, suits, yes, suits.
Yeah, I think we've got to get suited and booted again.
Yes. Listener
But not
begins
all of
digging
us,
through
right?
the
Like-
storage for.
Mm.
There should have been one suit that had just about stretched for him.
Well, or he can stretch to the suit.
He could maybe get a little taller. I don't think he can get much shorter.
Yeah, he can fit in one.
He can condense his mass somewhat.
Well, I mean, you can cut off an arm.
I mean, you can like pull your leaves tighter or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he can definitely fit into one.
Oh, yeah. Listener might be a bit denser than you're imagining. He weighs 340 pounds.
That's not a bad weight. Yeah.
I had to flip back to his bio page and check how heavy I had made him, and I got to laugh again at all the stuff I had to write down. Age 2/200. Eyes, none. Skin, none. Hair, none.
None of that. Yeah, none of that.
None of that, please. Alignment, plant.
It's always nice when your description is just like hair, no,
No
or
thanks.
hair, yes.
Hair? No.
Like Kyra's character sheet is just like hair, yes. Face, yes.
Yeah, Casey's character sheet. You know, hair. Sure. Yep. Sometimes. Eye color.
Depends on
Yep.
the mood.
Yep. he has eye color. All different types. Yeah.
White,
They're funny.
white, white.
Bryn, hair, see through. Eyes, see through.
Haha, yeah.
Skin
Shame,
color,
shame.
see through.
Yeah, sure. Jolly old time. Shame.
Listener will attempt to suit up. Church.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Just I'll help with that.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
guess
so you start
we'll.
suiting up.
I'll help with that.
Should someone stay with the ship, or are we gonna be okay?
Oh, I'll stay with the ship. I'm not going in there.
Yeah, Saoirse doesn't particularly want to go in there either, so.
This is a fact-finding mission. I mean, if anybody needs to go, it's just listener.
All right, as security officer, I will go with listener.
He appreciates it.
Listen to me very carefully. Don't let me go down there.
And if you see a dagger down there, leave it alone. I could just imagine the dagger starts growing little tiny hands and starts calling and then,
God, no. No.
That's a good idea.
I'm sorry, that dagger casts Misty Step. If I wield the dagger, I can cast Misty Step? No, I don't.
Look down at the pool. I can almost see it. It might be right.
Genesis wakes up and on a bedside table is this beautiful dagger. Mommy, I missed you.
Ah!
Poor Genesis. So who all's going? Genesis, I know you want to go.
No!
Oh yeah. Actually, give me a wisdom save. Let's see if you want to go.
No! No! Of course it's a save and not a skill check, you monster! You know I'm not gonna be good at skill checks or saving throws.
You
I
got
had a
this.
chance at a skill.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. It's fine. This is fine.
Oh.
Everything's fine.
Okay.
Just as long as it's You
roll
know.
for the chance to not like hurl yourself to the nearest window and knock yourself out.
Into the abyss.
What was that? Yikes!
The beasts down below.
I don't need a
Oh.
suit.
I mean, what was that?
Come on, you got this. You got this. Let's see what you got.
Okay,
Come on,
procrastination. Like,
you got it.
No,
Here it
no,
comes.
no.
You got it.
It's a number.
That's fine. That's good.
Is it though?
Maybe.
Stop.
Poor Genesis. Oh my god.
Stop. I cannot believe that entire time that Uki was a shovel away from me, but she wasn't closer.
No,
Then
you're
Saoirse.
fine. You're shaking it off. Like you can feel it in your head still. That connection. Like
Okay,
it
yeah.
wants you to do these things. And part of you wants to do these things. But then you look up and you see sunshine smiling at you. And you're like, no, what the hell is wrong with me?
Intrusive thoughts, TM.
But yeah. So who else going?
Listener, definitely.
Listener?
And Kaz.
Kaz?
And Kaz.
Not me.
Genesis?
Not me.
No?
Not me.
So
Not
Kaz
me.
and Listener.
Anyone else? No.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Anybody? Uki?
Kaz is going. Yeah, Uki will go.
All right, so Uki. Anybody else?
Nope.
Slaughter, you staying aboard?
Nope.
Slutch's main concern is Saoirse, so
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
And Saoirse staying aboard with Genesis, the murderer.
Nope. In fact, no. Okay. I'm not even gonna be up here. Call me if you need me. Okay. I will be away. Get out.
All the way
He's-
upstairs on the top
No.
floor.
Uh-huh. Just use the intercom system. Don't even come in here. Just use the intercom. Okay. I'm gonna be at the helm even though we're not moving. Okay.
Alright, that's fair. That's fair.
I'll just stay over
So-
here, pressed up against the glass, going no.
I think it's fair to say that Wilhelm will go with you as well.
That does feel like something Wilhelm would do.
Yeah. So Wilhelm, Uki, Kaz, and Listener are the only ones going, which leaves Slatra, Saoirse, and Genesis the murderer all alone on the ship.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm just
sounds
messing
like
with
a
you.
party.
I'm just messing with you, Genesis.
You know, you actually could go ahead and just say it. I mean,
Genesis the murderer?
why not?
I did say it.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to say it jokingly. It's actually a fact.
Well, no, I
That
mean,
did
like, you're still struggling with this. It's fine.
No, did you forget the two guys I killed?
Well, I mean, that was different. That was different.
Yeah, I mean, it was anticipatory self-defense, sure, but like really anticipatory, you know?
Yeah,
Think
no,
about it.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We'll forgive that.
Would one say premeditated?
It was premeditated, yes.
Yeah, oh sure. I thought about it a lot. Yeah.
there was a lot of premeditated thought about it.
Yeah,
Oh my
that dude's
God.
throat that I ripped out, not sorry.
So okay, so the let's see. So Kaz, Listener, Wilhelm, Uki, the four of you suit up. You taking the crane down?
Probably.
Okay. Once again, about same distance, 60 feet to the floor. Are you guys diving in? No hesitation.
Yeah. Well, Kaz will.
Listener does not do hesitation very much. Not before and not now.
Okay. So everybody, give me survival checks, please. That is going in the water.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Okie
The
dokie.
dice have been kind to me so far.
Let's hope it keeps up.
Big money,
Oh,
boom.
no
Wow.
whammies.
Boom.
Okay,
Good.
let's see.
Respectable.
Fair. One more. Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's on you.
That's Wilhelm. Let me pull up his sheet here real quick.
I think he has advantage on that sort of thing.
You never know. He's got advantage on all kind of weird stuff. Let's see. Look at that. We're good.
Yeah, pretty good.
We're good. So yeah, you guys managed to get your suits on correctly. Actually, with Kaz's roll, if one of you had failed, he would have caught it.
Mm.
So you guys are ready. You dive in, yeah?
Yes.
All right. So you're immediately immersed in the murky depths of Nether's deep. The water, the void-tainted liquid around you, just swirls and eddies and flows around you, and immediately visibility is cut off. Except for those of you who have dark vision. Even then, it's a little muddied by the silt and particulate matter that's in the water. You make your way, I assume, towards the light?
That is absolutely my goal.
All right.
That was an accidental click, but who doesn't have dark vision?
Traversing the darkness.
I don't have dark vision, but with a recent level up, I did actually acquire low light vision.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, and
let's-
Wilhelm's going with you, so I think he has like the ability to do what's
He's got a little, he's got a smudge kit, basically.
Yeah.
frilly frou, or I don't know.
Yeah, he's got a
don't
kit
know.
that'll do it.
I don't know.
But, I mean, you're heading towards a light source, so... That said, the four of you...
Traversing the darkness itself anyway, so never mind.
No, you're good. It was still... the title alone makes it epic. So, you guys make your way across the silt floor of the cavern that you're in.
Mhm.
You know, at every step kind of kicking up a puff of silt and particulate matter. And you make your way to the edge of the rocky surface. You peer in. And I'm just going to show this to all because it's easier, unless anyone has any qualms with that.
None. Go.
Okay. I thought I would ask, just in case. Let me see, where is it here? Alright, I'm put it in everybody's journal and show it to you. Here we go. Peering through, trapped within a bubble. You see this? There's no really...
Wow.
There's really no other way to describe it. Beyond the rock, trapped within a large bubble, you see an entirely enclosed, isolated environment, inside of which is an excessively large, majestic tree twisting up to the very top of the bubble itself and surrounded by twirling lights. Off to the side, you see a small, simple home structure with a grain silo next to it, a small pond, and a couple benches out front.
Huh.
I'm disappointed that I did not go down there with, but out of character, is that the second spirit tree?
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe.
part of Kaz is, I mean, like 1% of Kaz is thinking, oh, that could be the other spirit tree, and then 99% of us thinking, how much wood could I get from that tree? How rich would we be?
How
Mate.
far away is it?
Not far. Actually, just past the rock face, you could probably touch the bubble. The lights that are swirling around the tree feel like sunlight to you, listener.
feels pulled towards it.
Mate, before you try and go in there or whatever, let me just tie a rope around you, all right?
Oh, we're all on
You,
the tether.
you didn't already do that. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, like another one, just in case.
No. Listener holds up his arms so you can get the rope on.
So, real quick, before we go any further,
Mhm.
and we don't have to, but do you guys want to take your
Yes.
mandated
Yeah.
break?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, let's totally do that.
All right. So we're gonna take our guild mandated break here, but we will
Alright.
be right back soon to see what's inside the bubble. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsors. Stay tuned.
Okay.
Stabby, 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 stabby.
Fatality.
Fatality. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again. So yes. So our away team, Kaz, Listener, Wilhelm, and Uki, have just peered through the breach within the stones and seen this encapsulated environment. Listener, of course, being drawn to the feeling of sunshine coming off the sparkling lights surrounding the tree.
He has paused just long enough to have a rope tied around him.
All right. Is he pushing through?
Okay. First things first. If you're gonna try and go in there, you're not gonna just walk all the way over there. Initially, we're gonna do a test first, right? You can walk in the bubble, and we pull you out. If we can pull you out, all good. If we can't pull you out, you're on your own.
This seems very reasonable.
I mean, logically speaking. If we can pull you out, great. You can go in there and do what you want. I'll stay out here, and if you need to, I'll pull you out.
Very well.
Okay. So,
Right, now it is time.
so you push through?
He tries.
All right. So, reaching out, you breach through. It's a tickling sensation across the surface of your arm as you push through. No pain or anything. You can feel air, clean air, and indeed sunshine on the other side. You go all the way?
Oh yeah, I follow the arm through.
Okay. You push through, and your body is immediately just in revelry from the crisp, clean air, the sunshine, the moisture that is existing within the bubble. Like, this is just a purity that you've probably never known. There is not a trace of the void within this bubble.
Okay, Church, but if he now meets Tom Bombadil, I'm going to kill you. If someone comes out and go, oh, Bombadilio, I'm going to like, no.
Bomb Thumbadil in this case, okay.
Alright, now that he's in, I'm just going to give him a tug and see if I can get him back out of the bubble.
It pulls right out.
Oh. Alright. Go and enjoy yourself. I'll wait.
Listener connects up to you. You should come give it a try.
Mate, one of us has got to stay out here. I mean, Uki, Wilhelm, if you guys want to go in, feel free, but one of us has got to stay outside, just in case.
Should we have Wilhelm stay outside? Or do you think one of us...
You can. It's perfectly alright.
Wilhelm, do you want to stay outside while we go in?
He'll agree to it.
He was always an indoor child, you see. Alright, walking back in.
Alright, you step back in. Once again immersed in the purity of the situation.
Head rolls back. It's looking up at nothing. Ah. So that's what it was like.
And the tree, as you can see, is enormous, too.
He looks left, right, just kind of taking it in.
Okay. And as the bubble recloses around you, You hear the sound not dissimilar to the sound of skipping a stone across a frozen lake. Kind of echo through the bubble.
Does it seem to have been generated from where I stepped through?
Yeah. Like as the bubble reclosed around you, it made that sound. Is anybody else going through?
Kaz will stay with Wilhelm.
You sure?
Mm. He's not keen on going into the bubble for some reason.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay, I'll
Feels a
go.
little too like the out of doors.
Uki, are you going in?
I'll go in with listener. Yes.
All right. Same thing. As the bubble closes around you, it gives off that sound not dissimilar to the sound of a stone skipping across a frozen lake. As Uki steps through, in the distance where you see the little cabin, the door opens and a lantern can be seen held aloft by a humanoid-looking figure followed by 3 other people behind them. They start making their way toward you.
Do the helmets come off of the suits independently?
Yes, they can.
Okay, listener. He begins working the latch and the gasket of that helmet to take it off.
Okay. You take your helmet off.
Suki will as well, very carefully.
Okay. Once again, the quality of the air strikes you, Uki, as just pure. Like it smells lovely. It's devoid of any taint. No void energy is in this bubble. It's the cleanest air you've ever inhaled.
She takes a deep breath and she's just feeling this sense of relief wash over her after having been in the Ortiz for so long.
No kidding. All right. So the 4 people make their way over to you. As you go, it appears to be a male and 3 females. 2 of the females being younger. As they approach, you see the definitive almond-shaped eyes and long pointed ears that would immediately place them in your minds as elves. But they are not the elves like you're used to. They're not scarred or tattooed or wild-eyed or crazed-looking. They're calm and graceful and beautiful. Every movement is like a dance. Every wave of their hair seems to be in rhythm with the world around them. They step lightly and silently through the grasses and mosses that exist here. They approach you curiously, but friendly, with smiles.
Mhm.
Looking over listener in particular with great interest.
I really wish Saoirse had gone down. Damn.
Listener is looking at his most pleasant right now. All the leaves are perking up. Some of the flowers are in color.
Mhm.
So he is quite a sight, even just his head poking out of the suit.
Oh, yes.
He's only slightly hesitant, having, communicated with Van Waren often enough. He knows that it can be a little hard to get through, so he reaches out a little bit with his mind to it seems the man's probably holding the lantern and leading the charge on this one.
So, to the man.
Yes.
So he kind of looks back like he look at a slight shock, and then he cocks his head and looks at you curiously. And then suddenly you feel a full force of mental power wash over you. And the voice of this man echoes through your mind. And he says, I am Dagoth of the Lost Tribe. Who are you to enter so boldly into my home?
I am listener, lost from my tribe, and I saw you had the sunlight in a bubble. I had to visit.
And your friend?
I'm
Listener gestures.
Yes, I am Uki, and a companion to this one, and I can say that he speaks true. And this is a place reminds me of home with the fresh air and land, so I just had to step in as well. Um, these are her words. I would say, though, she's not off guard. She is probably going to be using careful eyes to see if there's any threats or hidden enemies in this area. If it just sees individuals.
Okay.
Their body language seems to speak, though, that there's not a type of threat, but she wants to be certain.
You will notice that each of them is wearing loose-fitting, light, threaded clothing. None of them are carrying weapons, and all of them are barefoot.
Does this tree that is here resemble the tree that we had seen on the that chasm I had seen
On the plaque.
on the yeah.
With resounding detail, yes. It does.
Yeah, and so she says, I've seen that tree before, but not live. I've seen it on a plaque, I guess a plaque or whatever, if you call a plaque with the size of underwater with one of my companions.
Then you have been in the presence of Nether. How is Nether? Gods rest that poor creature's torment.
Listener says, "Ah, the spirit of the dragon, you mean?"
I do.
Well, I was not lost from my tribe for nothing. The dragon rests, as does her mate.
You were able to do this.
I speak to the dead.
You do.
It
Fascinating.
seemed wrong for them to be trapped down here, so far from the sun.
Are you alone, the two of you?
We travel with others.
Why have they not joined you?
It is dangerous outside of your walls. And braving the void was not what everyone wished to do.
Well, far be it from me to not extend the greatest and most potent form of hospitality I may. Please, if you have the means, invite your brothers and sisters to join us, and you should be granted at least a full belly and a good night's sleep in a warm bed.
Listener looks at Uki and reaches out to her. I do not know whether that is normal. Is it?
Well, that might be.
Cough. Insight check. Cough.
Yeah. Perhaps I don't know. Listener. Perhaps this thinking ahead. Perhaps you should reach out. Can you reach Kaz from here? Would he have better insight? And you aren't the elves that I know of.
I will try. And listener turns in that direction and reaches through the wall of the bubble and through the blight-infested waters out to Kaz.
You can reach it.
Kaz,
Oh Christ, this is so unsettling. Yeah. Yeah? I mean, yes. I mean, of course. Yeah. How the hell how does this work? I mean, this is so weird.
I suppose it is, but it is all I have. We are within, and there are... Well, I have met but one of their kind. They seem very different.
What?
Regardless, there are creatures living here. It is their home. They have extended an invitation.
Right.
I do not know how wise it is to visit all of us, but the opportunity is here. Shall we tell the others?
Um, What's the opportunity again?
Bask in the sunlight? Eat, sleep?
Okay, so what you're saying is you want either me or Wilhelm to go back to the ship and ask the others if they want to join you.
We can all return if you desire. You can tell he doesn't really want to do that, but he did offer.
And real quick, I gotta say thank you for the raid, everybody. We are being raided by quests and chaos. Much obliged.
All right. You know what? Does it seem safe?
As far as you can tell.
Listener is looking around. Safer than I have ever seen.
I think Uki.
Those living here, one at least is of great power. Listener having felt the force of Dagoth's mind. Slightly more intimidating than the physical build.
Yeah. Kaz, does it like a mental nut? Right. Okay. Well, I guess all I could do is trust your judgment. If you want me to go ask the others, I will.
Okay.
May. Tell them there is motes of sunlight, a great tree, and company.
And company. Right. All right. That's a real lot of information, buddy.
And food and rest.
That's a real huge amount of information. I'll go tell them. Woo! I'll leave Wilhelm in control of your rope, just in case.
Just in case.
Would would Uki have knowledge of the idea of diplomacy when it comes to?
Oh my God! Now, if anyone would have knowledge of this kind of diplomacy, it would be Kaz, actually.
I thought so. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh bugger.
You got us instead.
So is Kaz what
Okay.
Is Kaz gonna relay the message or?
I can't actually tell Wilhelm any of this, can I?
You can tell him as long as you step through
I mean-
the bubble.
No, I mean, like, me and Wilhelm are in suits. We'll go... Blah, 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 blah,
Yeah, no,
kind of
you
thing.
can't speak with each other in the suits.
Yeah, I'll tell...
You're still miles underwater.
Yeah, no, I know. But I mean connection with speaker.
Listener.
Listener. Sorry, you're right.
Wrong campaign.
Wrong
damn it.
campaign.
God damn you with it.
We inverted it so perfectly. I love it.
Yeah, I know, right? Listener. Yeah, I've literally just written it down as well. Listener. Stop saying speaker. I'll say listener. All right. Mate, not that I want to insult you or nothing, but your trust of other people is a little bit suspect at best. I'll tell you what. If you tell Wilhelm to go back to the ship and tell the others the information you just told me,
Hmm.
or at least tell him to wait. I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna check him out for myself, you know? If I think they're okay, then let's send Wilhelm to get the others.
Okay. So you're
Great.
stepping in?
I will step in.
All right.
Kaz will coming in and join
All right. So
the other two.
you step in, and once again, like I said before, as the bubble closes behind you, you hear the sound of the best way to describe it really is a rock skipping across a frozen pond. As it closes behind you, kind of echoes across the area. The four elves look up at you, raise their eyebrows, and smile, and motion you to join them welcomingly.
And I mean, I can see that Speaker and Uki are not wearing their helmets, right?
Correct.
Hmm.
They've both taken
I'll,
their helmets off.
I guess I will carefully take my helmet off too then. Just so they can see my face.
Alright, so there are four elves there. There's two older ones and two younger ones. The older one, the male that's been talking, and a female with him stand side by side, and behind them, still adults but older, or younger, excuse me, are two female elves. One with brilliant red hair and just sparkling emerald green eyes, with a big smile that lights up when she sees you. The other one is a dark-haired elf with blue eyes, who doesn't seem to give you much mind. But as you pull your helmet off and reveal yourself, the red-haired, green-eyed one just kind of lights up, and she's like, "Oh, mother, a dwarf! Look!" And of course, the older female looks over at you and smiles and nods respectfully.
That's not a usual thing with like the elves that I've known, right?
Well, most of the elves that you've known are, batshit
Nuts.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, completely nuts. Okay. Sane elves. I guess that's a new subclass of elf. Sane elves. Okay. Well, I kind of like vaguely got along with Van Warren. He was a weird elf, but he was okay. So, yeah, okay. I'll come down and join the two and like, hey guys. So
All right. So
what's
as
this place about?
as he watches you join him, Wilhelm goes back to collect the rest of the crew. Whoever wants to come, I'll say that.
Oh yeah, I'm coming, and Saoirse is going to run upstairs and get Genesis.
All right. So Saoirse and Genesis and that leaves Slatra on the ship. Slatra, are you joining them as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So the three of you
As-
suit up.
As you come upstairs to get me, you see me like not really slouched or in a fetal position, but like I have my face and forehead pressed up against the cold glass of the observation area and the upper deck, and I look like I've just slid down from a standing position, and I've got my hands on the glass and my face on it, and I'm just like
Are you looking out the
Shallow-
window trying to find the dagger? Is that what you're doing?
my eyes are closed, I'm breathing shallowly, and I'm just like I'm doing that thing that you do when your mouth is really dry and you're trying to like just use saliva to work out the taste of like of stale vomit that's come up out of your throat. And you're just like just trying to like, okay, if I can just get my mouth clear, then maybe I can stand up and maybe I can deal with this. I can just handle it. It's fine. I'm handling it. Just glued against the glass, like
So Saoirse comes to get you. Do you join her?
rescue me from this white knuckle grip that I have on this fragment of reality. Get me away from it.
Poor
I just
Genesis.
can't. I can't deal with this. I can't. I
Saoirse
can't.
bends over and she's like hugging you by the waist, like big old bear hug style, like telling her to come on.
For the first time in history, I'm like, no, and I just leave.
Oh.
And I leave. I put the suit on, and I'm just like,
All right, well, the three of you give me survival checks, please.
You better roll some good rolls there.
Saoirse's good.
Yeah.
Genesis is good. Slaughter is
Nice.
good. None
Nice.
of you make any horrible mistakes putting your suits on to get into the water.
We watch the others do it enough.
So you dive in. Once again, you're completely engulfed by the cold, dark, murky depths, the particulate matter that swirls around you in eddies and flows. But you make your way to the light, following Wilhelm's direction, and eventually, I assume, pierce the bubble,
Oh yeah.
marveling once again at the pure, clean air, the green growth underfoot, the moss, the grass, the weeds, the wildflowers, the enormous tree that spirals up from the center, and what appears to be a pure, clean pool of water not far from the cabin itself. Standing before you once again are 4 elves.
Saoirse takes her helmet off and just like wide-eyed, like mouth and a big old gaping smile, she just looks around and takes it all in.
So once again, Dagoth steps forward and says, I see you find some wonder here with our home. I'm glad. This brings me great joy.
Oh, indeed. The land above has been so tainted by the void. It just... this is such delight to see just this beautiful, like, landscape and nature all around.
Kaz raises an eyebrow at Prim. What? And then looks directly at the Dagoth and goes, so, how'd you get yourselves in this big bubble?
Well, first off, we should discuss what has happened above. I was completely unaware that things had gotten so bad. Please, he motions to the cabin. Join us. Let us sit and eat, and you will tell us more.
Is any part of him being deceptive or at all? Any part of him being slightly deceptive? Any trap kind of like come to mind? Or is he completely...
Are you wanting to make an insight check?
Absolutely.
Go for it.
And I always get to roll advantage, apparently, because the whole, what's it called?
Danger sense? Is that what it is?
No, it's something else. It's one of my whole things. Beneficial paranoia, I think it is.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not that one.
Beneficial.
One of the ones. True sense. All insight and perception skill checks are now made at advantage.
There you go.
Hold on.
You go for it.
There you go.
There is truth within every lie.
Oh, well, you know.
As far as you can tell, like, he's on the level.
Yeah, okay. And Kaz kind of like nods, goes, yeah, seems honest enough. Yeah, sure.
All right.
And he trusts his own kind of like sense kind of thing.
I imagine.
You know, not metagaming in the slightest. I mean, you know,
Mhm.
yeah, he completely trusts the guy.
No, I imagine he would. So he stands and he says, I, as I have mentioned, am Dagoth. This is my wife, Mary Lynn. My daughters, Werelith and Victoria.
Which one's the redhead?
One of these things is not like the
Like the
other.
other.
Victoria is the redhead.
Oh, cool. Something that Kaz can get along with. Hey, it's another redhead. Yeah.
Surprised you didn't name her Leah.
Can I get the wife's name again? That's a tricky one to remember and spell.
Mary Lynn. It's Maerilyn. Mary Lynn.
Okay, then it was the first daughter. That was the tricky name, I think.
Werelith.
that's the one.
Vwerelith.
Vueleth.
Werelith. Vwerilith. Werelith.
Gotcha. And Victoria.
And Victoria. And Dagoth.
Yeah.
Of course.
He says, please, you are welcome here within our home, beneath the branches of the great tree. You are safe here.
Why have I got a feeling this is the original great tree?
Are you saying that out loud?
Yeah.
He looks back at you and kind of smiles and says, this is not the original. The original does not reside here.
Where does it reside then?
That, my friend, is a complicated story, spanning many realms. But all you need to know is that this great tree still lives, still thrives.
In a bubble.
In a bubble. Bonsai World Tree. That's right, Genko. the bonsai version of Yggdrasil. So yeah, do you guys follow him into the cabin there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Saoirse's excited.
Listener gestures towards the tree in the light, and he says to Dagoth, do you mind if I partake out here briefly?
He cocks his head and raises an eyebrow. And...
Ah, you have been here a while, haven't you?
Yes.
My people, and listener holds out an arm visibly made of plant material. We share more with the tree than with those of the flesh. The sunlight will be a filling meal.
Oh. You say they call you listener.
I am listener, yes.
Come with me, my friend. I have something for you.
Listener, Kaz having correctly interpreted that he is totally shields down right now. He follows Dagoth for wherever he's going.
Right. So he leads you all into the cabin. In the cabin, there's a long table with benches, many rugs made out of what appear to be some type of very soft moss and leaves. Everything in here is fresh and new. Nothing is decayed or rotten. There are no animal skins or meats to be seen. He immediately walks over to a small coffer on a nearby bench, opens it up, And as he does so, a light illuminates the room. He takes out a small stone on a string woven of what appears to be vegetable material itself, and hands it to you, listener.
I accept it and examine it.
As you open it up your hands and accept it, it's a small stone about the size of a small pebble, strung on a string. But the light that emanates from this stone feels like sunlight.
He is cradling this in his hands. If he had eyes, they would be bugging out.
Now here's the mental quandary that Kaz is thinking as he's looking at listener. Is that a small pebble the size of a small stone, or is it a small stone the size of a small pebble?
If the rock experts cannot determine it, I have no chance.
It's a small stone the size of a pebble.
Wow. Makes
Yeah.
all the difference.
He asks Dagoth, how did you capture it? The civilizations above ground, I have seen them. They make lights. The phosphor stones, but they do not contain the sun.
He looks at you curiously, cocking his head to one side, raising an eyebrow as if he's confused, and he says, "Magic. Do you not have magic anymore?"
Ah, there is still some magic. In fact, I have been practicing,
Have you?
but they do not care for it above the ground.
Then the world surely has changed.
Much and much. My own people, well, if you have not seen the world, you have not seen any of us.
No, I cannot say I have.
There is much to tell.
You want some help with that?
This is just, he's still cradling that. And listener says, yes, having told the tale once, I might prefer silence the second time.
All right.
So
Well,
Genesis
let's
stepping
just
forward.
Settle in and
Well, before you do that, please allow my daughters to bring you food.
okay.
So the girls shuffle off to the back. Victoria and Bwerlith, they come out with bowls of stew filled with mushrooms and greens and various beans and fresh water, like incredibly fresh water, pure water. You say it out on the table before each of you.
Mhm.
Sears just starts to dig in.
Okay.
Yeah. Kaz will absolutely help himself to food while also talking to Victoria.
Okay. I will say this as you're speaking and eating. Anybody who eats will gain 2 hit points
Oh, yay.
if you're
Permanent?
if you're injured.
Oh,
You will heal, you'll heal 2 hit points.
okay.
2.
Well, now I'm only at 102 hit points. I don't know how I'm going to cope.
Dang, that sucks.
I know. I feel so weak.
So what are you saying to Victoria?
Just about like the dangers of being a redhead with this whole glowy sun thing, you know. I've been above ground like a little while now, and occasionally like that sunshine is not a good thing to the skin, hurts sometimes, sunburn. And obviously she's coping well with it.
She's looking at you with a mirthful smile and waits for you to finish. And then says, I dare not say anything that might intrude upon you or embarrass you in any way, but Master Dwarf, I am 500 years old. I assure you I have seen the sun.
Oh, I'm not quite that old, and I spent a lot of time. I mean, not quite that old, but I mean,
He's
nearly
got a
all.
few years on him.
Yeah, got a few years. But us dwarves, us proper Forvenian dwarves, we don't get to really see much of this sunshine thing, and the few of us that used to go above ground, not everyone was redheads like me and you, but they'd come down beautiful tans, brown skin after a while kind of thing, but not us redheads. We tend to just like burn like the Dickens.
Kaz
Whoever the
is
Dickens
trying
is.
so hard to flirt.
No, how dare you?
Yeah, so while that's happening, I'm talking to Degath about everything that's going on, but like not really talking. There's kind of visible tear tracks on my face, and I just kind of like wipe them away with the heel of my palm, like, okay, let's do this. And I'm like relaying the history of what I've seen in my very limited life, like what happened as far as I know,
Mhm. So yeah.
starting with like the whole the blight and stuff, and only it's kind of dramatized, like
So
How'd that laugh go again?
So, as you're doing this, they listen to your accounting. And then Victorio stands up at the head of the table and says, Let me recount to you the events of the Blight, should you wish to hear. For I was
Okay.
there. I saw the dark rain down.
Okay,
Oh,
but
hell
can
yeah.
I just quickly add that I start like popping in visuals of like what I've seen in my life, how people dealt with it in the near
Yeah.
aftermath of it, and
And-
how stuff's happened to me and stuff.
You're still giving them things they haven't seen.
Yeah, and that's where we ended. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. So she'll stand up and she'll tell you the story, basically, of her and her family in the forests of Galdosha, where the Galdowina wastes now stand, high in their manipulated forest taverns and towers, twisted by magic to live within the living wood itself. They watched as the black fell from the sky. They watched as the stars were blotted out and the winds turned cold and the earth was leached of all life. She tells you the story of how they ran to the ocean, hand in hand, taking only what they could carry. She tells you the story of watching her kinsmen slowly go mad, feeling the pull of the tree dying and withering behind them.
Wow.
She tells you the story of the queen granting Dagoth with a single clipping of their tree, begging him to take it to safety.
Oh, it's clipping. Dang.
She tells the story of them joining up with their cousins, the aquatic elves, who granted them passage to the bottom of the sea, here to Nether's deep caverns, where the dragon herself, Nether, hurried them to safety, where they now stay. And with the magics of Dagath and Marilyn and Nether herself, created the sanctity of this bubble where they could grow the tree and keep it safe.
At the mention of the clipping, I think of the seed.
Mm-hmm.
It's. I mean,
We found something like that with the. I don't want to interrupt her though. Like,
Hey, could Uki and me do an accurate representation of the plaque that we saw?
You could definitely try.
when she finishes, can I tell her about the seed?
Yeah. Of course.
So we found this, and I like described the area that we found it in, even though like we were in the bottom of like a well, and then we went through and over here, and then we moved the in the tomb crypt thing statue, yeah, you know.
So where is the seed
Seed.
now?
Listener chimes in. He's been basking in the tiny sunlight.
Seed. Show
It
them the
has-
Galdawina elf that has it, and be like, this guy.
He says, I had it briefly, but it seemed incorrect for me to hold on to it, and we hardly knew that such as you had survived. It is with what remains of your people above.
Well,
I forget his name. I really do. But the Galdawina elf that has it.
Ben
Van
Warren.
Warren.
Ben Warren. I just show them him digging into the ground, like a little, like a burrowing, and then that's, don't know where he is.
so as you say this, Mary Lynn leans forward. Genesis gets very close to you, places a hand gently on your cheek. One finger, her ring and middle and pinky finger, kind of gently brushing the hair back across the back of your neck. She looks deep into your eyes with a gentle smile and says, "Sweet sister, you say these things with fear,
Wow.
as if this Van Warren could somehow harm the thing he carries. But I ask you, can you kill life in general? Can you destroy the propensity, the potential, the power of a seed? You need not worry. You've done nothing wrong.
Yeah, not really, no.
But you are troubled.
Wow. Oh,
Wow.
am I troubled? Ooh. Do I need to roll a save for this? Cause like,
She looks at you. She looks at you very gently once again and smiles, still kind of gently caressing the back of your neck with her fingers, and says, "I can take this pain from you, little cousin,
Wow.
if you would let me."
Guys, I gotta go.
It's all good. 12:07. You've got to make your thing.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. I'll see you guys later.
All
Have a
right.
good one.
first of all,
Good
what
luck
pain
with
is
the
she
next
even
game.
talking about? What pain is she even talking about? Which one? What is she...
You have such a collection.
She didn't really specify.
All of it?
Yeah, she didn't really specify.
Okay, I ask, okay, which pain are you talking about? Because like I have several. Everything?
She smiles at you again. Says, I'll only take what you'll offer.
Okay. Okay. Let's go then. Let's do all of it.
So be it. Close your eyes.
So I close my eyes and I start like just handing her stuff like the dagger and how that relates to the drawer and what the drawer meant and all the stuff about the altar and the history of the place and the fall and just here.
So as you start doing this with your mind, she very softly leans down and places a very soft kiss upon your lips. As she does so, you feel this transference happen from you and deep inside into this pit where you keep all these things. It flows through your mouth into hers, and you hear her make a sharp intake of breath. She pulls back and sits down. And as your eyes open, you look up at her and you see these pock marks and scabs and scars on her face and neck, which glow slightly in the light of the room and then slowly fade back into her face. She takes a deep breath, sighs, smiles over at Dagoth, and then nods at you and says, "You'll be fine, sister." She stands up and says, "I must rest. Please excuse me," and walks upstairs to her room. As she leaves, Genesis, you feel lighter. The events of the dagger, the events of your past, feel like gray, distant memories. And as far as you can tell, no longer hold any emotional power over you.
Mm-hmm.
The heck was that?
So with that,
Mm.
since we have hit our post-midnight session here,
The alarms are sounding.
unless anyone has any qualms, to give Genesis a moment to catch herself too, we're going to go ahead and call it.
Seems a good time.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Sounds good time.
So, excellent session, everybody. For those of you who joined us, are joining us, will join us, have joined us, thank you so much. Thank you once again for the raid. It's been a great time. We'll be back in 2 weeks for the continuation of the Cairne Legacy. Please join us then. We'll be back also next Saturday for Sigil Confidential, once again.
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo! And Monday for Beyond the Veil of Twilight. So, don't miss out. We'll see you then.
Farewell, dear friends all.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.